Hey,
How
I
you
got
doing,
that
Tony?
right. I got that
Yeah.
right. This is our second attempt at doing a little interview, actually, with Patrick Johns. So at least I got the name right today. I've known 10 years. How could I get it wrong? But anyway, hey, man, you're coming to Bermuda.
That's right. Yeah, we're coming on Wednesday,
That's
and we land Wednesday night. I can't wait.
that's fantastic. And it's going to be 80 degrees when you get here. So tell the band
Right.
it's going to be balmy, sunny, lovely. And typically, you know the drill here in Bermuda because you've been here. There'll be the 10th trip. And I think people in Bermuda are really excited to see you. I know I am. I'm coming up on Saturday night, which happens to be a bit of a special day for me. But more about that later. Listen, the reason I've got you on is to be a guest representing Oompah Brand, and I'll ask you a few questions. We've got this thing called Bermuda Entertainment Conversations. And so what we did was we thought, well, we're going to ask a bunch of entertainers in Bermuda, and you're going to be our third guest. We're starting this series, and it'll be on the Bermuda Entertainment website. It'll be on our YouTube channel. So we've got a bunch of questions. We thought we'd have a bit of fun, and we'll just see what everybody comes up with when we ask the questions. So first of all, again, welcome. And I've got 15 questions for you, mate. Number one is, do you have a nickname?
I don't currently have a nickname. I mean, a few people throw insults at me. I don't know if that counts. I've had many nicknames over the years, but I didn't really like any of them. So I'm happy just sticking with my normal name.
So it's Patrick, and it's it's anonymous. So anybody that would like to contact me and tell me what Patrick's nicknames are. But no, moving right along. Question number two: what is your favorite color?
Yellow. That was easy.
Yeah. There's a good Coldplay song called Yellow.
There is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Moving right along. What is your comfort food?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Oh, man, what a thing.
Yeah.
Now, my next question is, and this is not related to ice cream, but the question is very simply, do you like sweet or salty?
Sweet. That's not to say I don't like salty, but definitely if I had to choose, they're definitely sweet.
Yeah. Rather have a sweeter life than a saltier life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Okay. We could discuss that. Very, like, I'm sure. What is your favorite book, movie, or TV series?
It's not a specific book, but anything by P.G. Wodehouse, I absolutely love. I think he was one of the funniest authors, and the stories are lighthearted, silly, really good fun. Movie, it would have to be, I'd say, anything by the Marx Brothers from the early years, or the Wicker Man,
right.
or Live and Let Die, the Bond film, which is very silly as well as Bond films go, but I love it.
Yeah, it's great. I used to, when I was in college in Ithaca, New York, I went to Cornell Hotel School back in the day. And when we got home, with my mate and I rented this house in the woods. And when we get home, we both had bartending jobs. And we go home and we turn on the TV about 1 o'clock in the morning. And there was this TV series that came on called You Bet Your Life with Groucho Marx, which was just fabulous. And we watch it every night and laugh our faces off. It was really, really good. Good old Groucho. What is your favorite place in Bermuda?
It's the beach, which is part of Cambridge Beaches by Breezes. It's the first place we stayed the first year we came to Bermuda, and we've been back a few times. It is just absolutely stunning in every way. I love it.
It is stunning, and the turtles are out there, and you can walk way out. It's nice and shallow, so you can walk out. There's a lot of turtle grass out there. And David Bowie used to do with Imam. He rented a house there for a number of years, and he did a lot of painting up there. He was friendly with the Watlington family and everything like that. But he used it as his little refuge, if you will, from the crazy world of rock and roll and everything. And so, I mean, what a great place to chill out. Yeah. So, and when did you realize, question number 7, when did you realize music was your passion?
Well, it's a cheesy answer, but music has always just been part of my life. My parents are both music teachers. My brother's a musician. We were singing and playing since before I can remember. In terms of taking it more seriously, I guess when I was like 17 or 18, and I was actually thinking about degrees in the future a bit more, and I thought, well, actually, there's this thing that I do. I'm quite good at it. I quite enjoy doing it, and actually could potentially be a career. So I think, probably about 17 or 18 when I actually addressed it a bit more seriously.
And just a little follow on that. So you are a trombonist. There's
Yes.
been a lot of there's a lot of great trombone jokes out there, you know.
I know.
The poor trombone player gets in the game. But anyway, so yeah, so great. And folks, it's so great when you go to see him up at the Victualling Yard this Friday and Saturday night, coming up on the 29th and 30th of September. This guy is an amazing entertainer. He really is. And that trombone, as it goes out and everything, he's like in your face with it. It's really good. What does music mean to you? Question number 8.
Means everything. I mean, that's
Everything.
not to take away from bigger things like, you know, friends and family and stuff, but it's a refuge. It's a place you can go to. It's a familiar environment. It's somewhere that can excite you, can relax you, can entertain you, can make you laugh, can make you cry. I mean, what else can do that?
Right. No, it's brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. You know, I think that I studied the piano when I was a kid, you know, classical piano, Royal School of Music and all that sort of stuff. And much to the chagrin of my dad, in 1964, this band came out of Liverpool, all playing guitars, right? And I had to get one.
Yeah.
And so I kind of I mean, I did do. I got to grade 5 with the classical piano and did the theory and everything, which was a great foundation because when I picked up the guitar and self-taught myself, there we go. So yeah, music is amazing, and I think that a lot of people, you know, when you were growing up, you're a bit younger than me, but you know, there are things that happen in the music world that take you off and say, I've got to do that. This is what I've got to do. It's like Bruce Springsteen said when I heard Elvis, when I heard the Beatles on that TV show on Ed Sullivan on February the 9th, 1964, be 60 years next year. That's what he had to do. So, you know, music, it's things get inspired. Of course, when your parents are playing music in the house, which my dad was a piano player, that's how he came to Bermuda. So enough about me. Moving on to question number 9, because this is about you. What are your musical influences?
Well, I'm lucky I had very varied musical taste because of the different music I did as a kid. I was singing in cathedral choir 5 times a week. I was playing in brass bands and then later orchestras and playing in a steel band and playing bass and drums in a rock band. So yeah, I mean, it's again a cop-out answer to say a bit of everything. I mean, if I had to categorize it, jazz is a huge part of my life, and rock music, particularly bands like Led Zeppelin and Guns N' Roses and bands like that, and classical music, you know, orchestral music and choral music. So it's no one thing that has kind of been my thing. In terms of players, like my favorite trombonists, Jack Teagarden and Frank Rosalino, the jazz musicians, but there's some fantastic musicians around at the moment as well, like some Marshall Gilks and people like that are just on another planet. You watch them play and think what you're doing isn't possible. So you can watch in the band, like we watch those videos just to kind of we forward them on WhatsApp. Like, you've got to see this, you know.
I know it's really quite amazing. I had a sort of earth-shattering moment in 1973. I'll never forget the date. It was February 23rd, 1973, and I was on the Cornell Concert Commission. And we had this band for the night called the Mahavishnu Orchestra, John McLaughlin, and you know, Jerry Goodman and everybody like that. And it was a freezing night. It was 8 degrees in Ithaca, New York. And they came and they were all shivering. They came into the hall. They were warming up and rubbing their hands and drinking a cup of tea or coffee or whatever it was that they were having. And then all of a sudden they pulled on the guitars, and I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I couldn't believe what John McLaughlin was, the fusion playing and everything that he was doing. And so I've been a big fan, and he's out again now with Shaq T and everything like that. But, you know, when you see, okay, I've been watching Eric Clapton, you know, George Harrison and these guys, and all of a sudden you see jazzers playing like that. And I'll just one little other story I'll share with you, because several months later, Carlos Santana came to Ithaca, and I asked Carlos, I said, I was asking him, I was a little student, you know, who do you think, do you like John McLaughlin? Do you think he's the best guitar player in the world? I said to him, to Carlos Santana. I'm going like, oops. Anyway, he said, hey mate, you know, John McLaughlin is an amazing guitar player, but what sets him above the rest is not just that he's speedy, but he's melodic. That was I'll never forget that John was melodic. Moving right on, number 10. Did I ask this already? What inspires you? What inspires you?
I think as I get a bit older, I kind of appreciate what I've got more, what I've been given more from, from family and from where I live and the opportunities that I've had. And I think I take less for granted now. So I could say what inspires me is being allowed to do what I do and to be where I am and to live the way I'm able to live.
That's great. That's great. And number 11, what is the one? I love this because, when I used to live in England, I'd be with my granny on half term and go there. Oh, you got to listen to Desert Island Disc. It's one of my favorite radio shows, right? So my question is, what's the one thing you would take with you on a desert island? The one thing.
Tea. But that also means I'd need a kettle and an inexhaustible supply of milk. I don't know if that's allowed.
You got to get the sticks and rub them together and start a fire with the meat. I know.
Tea is important, and it's comforting. It's there every day. Good quality tea is the best.
Okay, so you're a tea man. Fantastic. Yeah. Where or when do you feel at home? Do you just you only feel at home when you're at home, or can you feel at home, in other places? When you come to Bermuda, do you sort of feel at home in Bermuda, or is it just home is where I feel at home?
To an extent in Bermuda, because we've been there 10 times now, and there are familiar places and familiar faces, and we go to the same place, and we have such an enjoyable time there. In terms of here, I mean, there's obviously the home where I live in London with my family. Right. And then there's also the home in which I grew up. My parents still live in the same house that they bought in 1972 or something, and I grew up my whole childhood there. So yeah, going back to Derby, where I'm from, I definitely feel a sense of familiarity, and it's kind of it's home. But yeah, even then the city changes a lot, and things that you used to know have disappeared and been replaced and stuff. So yeah, I don't know, anywhere that I've been a lot.
That's good. And what makes you question number 13? Always a lucky question. What makes you happy?
My kids, my wife, my family. And again, sorry, it's such a cheesy answer. Playing music, being on stage, gooning around, making people kind of smile or laugh or have a good time.
Well, you're going to be very happy on Friday and Saturday night. Because for me,
mate, I'll have a smile on my face.
Yeah, man, it's going to be so much fun seeing you guys again. Okay, number 14. We're almost at the end of this. What calms you down when you are stressed?
This isn't very healthy attitude, but I like trying to work through the things that are making me stressed. So I'm not very good at kind of parking them on a shelf and having to sit down in a glass of something or putting on a record or anything like that. I like to kind of say, okay, these things are making me stressed. How can I deal with them? And I kind of try to work through them. Whether or not that happens, I don't know. Whether it makes me less stressed, I don't know. But
so you go head on in, deal with it, and don't let them sit there ruminating and just driving you nuts. Yeah, that's a good thing to do. Good advice to anybody, actually. And question number 15. Which is an interesting one, and can be very perplexing and whatever. But one song that you would listen to for the rest of your life, what is it?
Wow, that's a question.
It is, isn't it?
Probably Since I've Been Loving You off Led Zeppelin 3. I've not listened to it a lot recently. Actually, I've been getting so into Tom Waits recently that 99% of my listening has been Tom Waits. But for the first 3 or 4 notes of Since I've Been Loving You, you're just in for a ride. Like that's 6 minutes long or something. You've got the slow blues, you've got the aggressive rock, you've got the wailing over the top, you've got the immense solo, John Paul Jones holding it all down, Bonham's drumming's on another planet. I think that song's got a bit of everything in it.
Yeah, I got to say, Zepp, I mean, I told you the other day by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is our second attempt at doing this interview because Tony didn't know how to press record on Zoom. But anyway, and it was so great because the backdrop was he was on London Bridge with Tower Bridge in the background. But never mind, we've got to make a nice background of the band on this one. Anyway, listen, I forgot what I was going to say, but it doesn't matter. The most important thing that matters is that you all in Bermuda come out to see Oompah Brass Band next Friday and Saturday night. I can't wait to see you. Phil Barnett's an amazing host. He's been having you for 10 years. They do a great job. The Frog and Onion out there, Arun and his team, they're just fantastic. I believe you told me the other day that you're staying at Willowbank. So you've got a nice place, and the beaches down there are really lovely, and you're familiar with Somerset, so you're going to be at home. I told you on Thursday night, if you're not doing anything, I'm playing down at the Reefs Beach Barbecue. A little plug for you.
We'll be there. We'll be there
for you and everyone else. Come on down, and I look forward to seeing you. All right,
Great.
I'm gonna book a table for 5 of you for Thursday night.
Do it.
All right. So listen, God bless you. We are going to see Oompah Brass Band on their 10th trip this Friday and Saturday night. Patrick Johns, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and I hope you come back for another 10 years.
Well, we hope so too. Thanks very much, Tony.
Thank you so much, man. I look forward. Send me the file. Thank you, folks. It'll be up on a Bermuda Entertainment website. Oh, well, I don't need to tell you. This is going to be up there. So thank you, everybody. From Bermuda. Bye.
Great. Nice one.
Oh, ah!